Alright guys, Cam Alex Mason here, and I'm going to just play this teaser trailer for the next Call of Duty game.
This should help you remember everything.
The numbers, Mason. What do they mean?
Everything you know is wrong. Your life will be consumed by absolute loss.
He doesn't need his own weapons. He's got ours.
They'll always need men like us.
Our greatest barrier is our own fear, our own doubts. The only thing holding us back is how far we are willing to go.
Alright, so I don't know if you can see it. It says for April 26, 2015. Black Ops 3 is confirmed. They did give us a little bit of some information about it being another fucking advanced warfare gig, futuristic warfare. And to be honest, I'm kind of getting sick of the whole thing, because if you count Ghost, this would be like the 4th futuristic warfare game out there. And to be honest, I wish they would go back to doing some older wars, like real wars this time. Like how this franchise started, it basically revolved itself around a real war, World War II. And they created these characters to honor the people that actually fought there in that war. And I either want to see them do a World War I game, because to be honest, I don't see like full-length first-person shooter games for World War I, which is kind of disappointing, because that was another important war that, you know, America got involved in later on, but it's still a war that involved everybody, and it was important. And I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't go back to Korean War, which is the whole, which I'm still kind of complaining about, because it's the war where Mason, Woods, and Hudson first met, because that was their very first war. And I kind of, you know what I mean? Like, you know where I'm getting at? This continuation, like, of the thing, it's kind of like getting to the point where it's just like, no. And then Treyarch still hasn't really told us what happened to Gregory Weaver, the character from Black Ops 1, because back in 1978, according to the storyline, there was an operation where the CIA wanted to kill or capture Alex Mason because they were worried that he was still compromised by the Russians, even though, like, he was cleared for duty and even helped them stop the numbers broadcast in Cuba, or not Cuba, Gulf of Mexico. And in response, Hudson and Weaver took him to South Africa, and after that, we have no idea what happened to Weaver at all. Like, it's like, did he die, or did he disappear? Like, what happened to him? They don't say. Another issue that I still have with Treyarch is, like, they did confirm that zombies is one of the modes in this game, and what I'm hoping for, if they do a zombies mode for this, it better be worthwhile, because here's what I expect there to be in Black Ops 3 Zombies. First one, the Easter eggs better not be as complex as they were in Black Ops 2, because that was like the whole reason I hated zombies. Like, ever since then, it didn't make sense. It's like, really, I have to walk all the way back just so I could pick up the item right now, but according to the game, I'm not allowed to. Like, but in real life, you should be like easily, oh, I'll pick that up. Instead, they want you to like work like too hard for it. It's like, you know, what happened to like Easter eggs like being so easy, like so simplistic that a 8-year-old kid picks up a controller and could easily do the Easter eggs. Like, go back to the time when World at War and Black Ops 1 Easter eggs, because those were like so easy that I could do it. I could remember exactly how to do it, exactly where they were, like for pretty much all of those maps. I'm not saying every one of them, in my sleep. That's how easy it was, and I wish they would go back to that, because doing Black Ops 2 Zombies, there was way too many steps. Like, 13 steps. You needed to remember all 13 of them. I wrote them down on paper. And then the other problem they had was that it was impossible to beat. I'm still here now. I've built up my skills on playing this game. I still can't get past the entire Easter egg for transit. And you know why? The only and a lot of my friends, every single one of them, including the best players, the ones that have like high rankings and whatnot, they can't beat it either. The only people who manage to beat it are the big famous YouTubers, and they only do it once. And it's like, well, gee, thanks, Treyarch. You made a game so damn complex that nobody can actually finish your game. Like, you know what I mean? The only people that successfully manage to beat their stuff are, like, the big YouTubers that make money, like, make a living playing video games. And then, once they complete it, like, both the Maxis ending and the Richthofen ending, they just stop. They don't go back to it. They don't play it for fun. They just stop. And it's like, you spent $15 to play it, and then just like stop. Okay. And but anyway, back to what I was saying before. I kind of wish they would either do a game like the next Call of Duty game, and I hope Treyarch and all the other developers are listening out there, because I'm not the only one asking for this shit. I know a lot of other people are still asking for the same type. I still want to I want to see either a World War I game or a Korean War game. And if I wanted to, if that was a third option, I would have gone with World War II, because, you know, they still haven't gone back to the Battle of Iwo Jima, which was just as important as Okinawa, mind you. In fact, you needed that island in order to get to Okinawa. Not to mention that, you know, symbolic raising of the flag, even though it's not the official one, it's the flashy one, it's not the real one. But anyway, I was hoping they'd do a Korean War one, because it was so important to the 3 characters I just mentioned earlier. But Activision and the Call of Duty franchise in general won't do it for multiple reasons. A, the weapons would be the same weapons you'd see in pretty much every single Call of Duty game that had World War II in it. There wouldn't have been any brand new weapons, really. Like, not even the AK-47. The AK-47 wasn't even given to the North Koreans or the Chinese yet, until like maybe the 60s. But another reason would be is that the missions, according to one guy on the wiki page, they would basically be like the Battle of Hill 400, which is a mission in Call of Duty 2 over and over again. Now, I'm not sure about that, but, you know, there were a lot of uphill battles and downhill battles as well, but I don't know. And third reason is that the war itself is still technically not over, but then you're like, well, you threw that idea out the window. I mean, look at Advanced Warfare. First mission of the game North and South Korea are still divided. That's a long war, not to mention the game itself considered it the Second Korean War, which actually turns out to be wrong. But nonetheless, they still say, oh, the war's not over. And then their final reason is that it would break relationships with both North and South Korea. And I was like, well, okay, again, you threw that idea out the window when you created Advanced Warfare. I mean, look at the first flippin' mission. Where does that mission take place, I wonder? Seoul, South Korea, the capital of South Korea, mind you. And who are your enemies? The North Korean army. It involved both the two countries in one mission. I'm surprised they still haven't sued you for it yet. You know what I mean? And they're worried about ruining relations. Well, you did it. If you didn't do it then, you definitely did it now. Not to mention, why is this like a big concern for you? You've done it with Cuba. But then again, it was a real event. Maybe not the assassination part, but the Bay of Pigs invasion was a real thing. The only reason it failed is because we were attacking a legitimate government that everybody actually wanted at the time. Like, everybody in Cuba was like, I want communism. And now, all of a sudden, let's see, some odd years later, there's like, this is a bad system. I wish the Americans was like, too late, jackasses. You had your chance. No, but seriously, I still believe in helping the Cubans that want this, but it's like, really? You waited this long to finally realize that your system was bad? Like, communism basically says everybody's supposed to be equal, and it would have been a perfect system if the leaders themselves would also be just as equal as the people. But they're not. Look at Kim Jong-un, for example. He gets all the food in the entire country, and his people get jack shit. That is no exaggeration from the truth. Do you know how much aid in food we had to send to that country alone? Because they were starved to death? Because he's hogging all the food? And then Stalin and all the Soviet leaders. They were wealthy beyond comparison. Their entire group of people were all peasants, basically. They weren't equal. In fact, they were the exact opposite of equal. But it's like, you can't just simply take that away. Like, you know what I mean? And to be honest, I could see us, like, maybe they're just a little more complex than that. Like, but why don't we just literally just go down there, invade Cuba, overthrow the communist government, and uphold democracy? Like, I know there are other communist nations around the world. They're like a long way from here. And to be honest, if we could just simply because the whole reason that the Chinese, or one of the reasons that the Chinese got involved in the Korean War was because they were afraid, oh, the Americans are trying to attack China. It's like, no, we were just trying to take over Korea and just, unify the entire nation, because communism in that country was bad. If I were the president, I'd call up the people of China and say, okay, just a heads up, we need to attack this said country. Like, let's just use North Korea again, for example, because they're the major threat right now besides ISIS. But anyway, I would have been like this. For the record, we're going in to invade North Korea and liberate the people. I keep in mind, we are not here to attack China. We just want to liberate and reunify Korea. And we're not going after China. In fact, you guys are our friends, and blah blah blah, etc., etc. And hopefully that would persuade them. Oh, okay, go ahead, take North Korea. We don't care as long as you leave China out of it. It's like, exactly, that's what we intend to do. And then there are obviously some countries that are becoming somewhat more democratic. Like, they're somewhat okay to live in. Like, Vietnam, they're doing better. They're still a communist country, but they're at least doing better. The same kind of with China, although China isn't really my favorite country when we talk about certain problems. One being the most polluted country in the entire planet. Still not, like, teaching kids about the Tiananmen Square massacre, even though it is a big thing in their history, which, again, makes no sense, right? And then the fact that their government were such dicks to their people during that event that they took tanks, military weapons, against civilians who had no guns or any types of hazardous materials, and ran them over with them, shot them, like, basically executed them, all because they wanted a government reform. And it's during the Cold War, because they were hearing about all the other countries saying, let's reform our country. Oh, excuse me a second. Just drinking my my soda. Yeah. And that's another thing. I know I'm going off into a tangent, and I have a big issue with that. But why do I need to, like, not say what type of food and stuff I'm drinking? Who gives a shit if I'm drinking Sundrop? Besides the actual company. I don't have to like it. I can still drink it, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm getting paid to drink their stuff. I'm just drinking it because I wanna. You can't say Coca-Cola, you can't say Coke without, like, getting, like, into a copyright infringement. You can't say Kleenex either. Does it really matter? It's a thing. It's like saying the word "the." Like, in every movie, there'll be, like, say, I'm just using this out of, like, completely out of the blind. The Foot. I don't know if that's an actual movie, but let's say if that movie came out and then later on there was this thing called The Shoe, and it wasn't from the same people, and they'd say, we're suing you. It's like, for what? For using the word "the." It's a word. It's in the dictionary. You might as well sue everybody else who uses the word "the." Every book that's been published, every dictionary that has been made, every single movie that has the word "the" in it. Does it matter? It's just an article. That's why people, like, make such a big damn deal about this copyright stuff. It's one reason why I hate YouTube's laws, because they just don't get it either. But anyway. So, yeah. Government reform and all that other great stuff. I think I'm going to just stop now before I get myself into even more trouble. I'm pretty sure I'm already going to get copyright infringement for half the videos that I just did today. Whoop-de-fucking-do. And, you know what? I also want to say this, too, because I might as well. Microsoft, I still won't buy their shit. And here's why. Even though I like the Halo franchise, it is one of my favorite franchise. Like, I even bought a Master Chief action figure. I like it so much, I just can't play it, and I'm actually a little pissed about it. For a while, it made total sense. Like, oh, Microsoft, they made a deal with Bungie. Okay, that means they get it. And then we got, us PlayStation owners, from PS3 and PS4, found out, oh, Destiny came out. It's a PlayStation exclusive. I don't need to tell you what exclusive means unless you're that much of an idiot. I'm just kidding. You're not an idiot. You just probably haven't heard the term before. The exclusive means that it's only available for that said console. That means PlayStation users. They're the only ones who were allowed to get Destiny. We're like, yeah! And it was developed by Bungie, and it had the same kind of features like Halo did. It was the closest thing we'd ever get to Halo. And we're like, yeah, we get Destiny! It's still not Halo, but it's close enough! We get Destiny, Microsoft does it! Weeks later, what the hell? They got it now? Because Microsoft, being the big douchebags, that money-grabbing douchebags they are, won't share any of their stuff. And whenever something developed by a company that people like so much that they can't play it because they have Xbox, they make, oh, well, we'll just bend that rule and just forget the fact that it's called an exclusive for a reason. That's why I hope somebody, and I hope everybody who has the PlayStation and wants to play Halo but they can't because they have a PlayStation, just write up an angry letter directly to Microsoft like supporters and say, give us Halo. You might as well, since you took Destiny from us. And I say took because that was an exclusive for the PlayStation, not for Xbox. Xbox never should have even gotten it. You don't just call it an exclusive only to have it revealed or released for other consoles that weren't supposed to even get it in the first place. And since Microsoft broke that rule, I honestly think that they owe us the Halo games. Every single one of them that was made for the Xbox 360, they better start racking them up and making them compatible for the PlayStation 3 and 4. Because they owe us now. And for a while, a lot of people were like hearing rumors that, oh, they might actually do have Halo available for PlayStation owners. And to be honest, that would have actually been better. Because, in my opinion, since they own Bungie now, Bungie would not just be making money, Microsoft would be as well. And to be honest, they'd be making a lot more money, which is one reason why everybody hates them, because they're such a big damn monopoly. They're buying everything, they're making the most money. Yet they still don't want to expand and give it to other consoles. But the PC, but only a certain type of PC, like the Windows PC. So, I don't know if they're just plain stupid or they're just downright evil. And I'm pretty sure I've offended every single Xbox owner out there, and I hope I did, because you know why? You guys can't always get all the good stuff. We should be getting the same stuff too. It's another issue I have with Xbox is they get DLC packs before everybody else. Although this gives us an advantage because they're not as good when they get them released early, because they still have bugs. PlayStation and PC owners at least get them when they actually have them tweaked out, so that way there are no bugs. That's my whole issue with Microsoft. And I'm just gonna stop now because I've been going on for like 23 minutes now in a complete and total tangent. So again, guys, I'm sorry I did this. Before I go, I just gotta tell you, I have 5 maps left for Call of Duty 4 before I completely finish that entire gameplay thing for me. And once I finish doing all my Call of Duty 4 stuff, I'm going to completely go through all my videos and put every single Call of Duty 4 video into the Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare playlist, so that way it's a lot easier to find, because I found out a lot of my videos aren't being watched either because people don't want to watch them, or they just haven't heard of them, or they couldn't find it. So I'm making it a little accessible for you. And in case you guys have seen, I know I have like a playlist that says Advanced Warfare on it, but that does not mean I have the game. I'm just getting it prepared because the whole reason I basically started this channel is for Call of Duty in general, even though I do outside stuff. And I am planning on doing another outside project, and I can't wait for it because it's coming out this summer. The English version of the newer Godzilla game, which I'm glad they created a new one because they were in dire need of one. Ever since they released that movie. But now, I'm done. I'm Captain Alex Mason, and I'll see you guys with whatever I do next.